Good afternoon. Welcome to another video from T.W White Sons Mazda. Taken in part exchange this morning. Here we have a Mazda CX5, 2 litre petrol, Sport Nav Plus, presented in deep crystal blue. Now this car also has the stone leather interior, which is a favourite of mine, and it also has the safety pack, and we'll go through that in more details when we get in the car. Now with all our videos, I always like to give a little bit of background on the vehicles, where they've come from, servicing, etc, etc. Now, we actually didn't supply this car from new. This came from Driftbridge Mazda, who are over on the Pearly Way. We're over here in Orpington, but the customer has used us for servicing, and he purchased his new Mazda CX5 from ourselves. In fact, same spec again, deep crystal blue, so he's a big fan, and the stone leather interior. So very happy with the brand, very happy with the service he's got here from us. This car was registered on the 28th of June 2019. I think it was last serviced in June last year, but I've got all the service history in the car, which I shall share with you. So this car will require a MOT and a service before the next customer takes delivery of the car, which I'll have done in the next couple of days. Now the car is in lovely condition. My valeter, he works till 1 o'clock on a Saturday, so he's got to give this another clean, but he's given it sort of first clean. But the car is really lovely. It's a very high spec. Now these Sport Nav Plus cars came with a lot of safety features that were previously an option, like blind spot monitoring, high beam control, lane departure warning, lane keep assist. So super well spec'd as standard. And I say this one being the Sport, you've also got the electric tail lift, the Bose stereo, the sunroof, and so on and so forth. The list goes on and on and on. These are a superb family car. This was a family car. And I always stress that, look at this interior. This is a family vehicle. I think it had child seats in it. Yeah, look, you can see from the ISOFIX anchorages. But look at this stone leather. A lot of people really do like the stone, but they're worried about maintaining it. It's not difficult at all. I always opted for stone leather in my company vehicles, because you spend all the time, not all the time, but most of your time inside the vehicle, and it brightens it up, breaks it up a bit. Nothing against the black leather, but I think the stone really sets it off. Now you've got this enormous boot, and as you can see, that opened with this clever assisted tailgate. Now, when these first came out, I thought, what do you need that for? I can lift a tailgate up, but when you've got, I don't know, a toddler in your hand, shopping in the other, you're going up to your car, if you can just press a button on the key fob and this lifts up, it really is useful. And reliability of these things, you've never had one go wrong, touch wood. Okay, now you've got this enormous boot area. For those of you who require a spare wheel, I know some people are a bit nervous not having a spare. You can get one. There is a space for one under here, but this is how it looks as standard. Okay, but you can get one as an accessory. You've got these very clever levers here, which will allow you to get some extra room there. Show you, and it's almost a flat loading area. All right, so lots of space, and in this armrest you've got the all-important drinks holders, but the more important, USB chargers. So there's 4 USBs in this car in total, 2 here, 2 in the armrest. The ones in the armrest will read data as well. These will charge, okay? Just don't only charge. Headlining's all in great shape, okay? I do like the way the black and the stone, the contrast in them, fantastic. And also want to draw your attention to the rear opening of this car, the side opening, sorry, for the rear passengers. Now it's designed to almost be at a right angle to make easy access into the vehicle, and more so for getting children in and out of child seats. Now, this is something I never considered boots and things like that when considering a car. Since becoming a father, it's something that's really important. I'm a broad chap, to put it nicely, and I could get my son in and out of his child seat with ease. In fact, I have done with ease. So I say this makes a great family car. You've got electric seats at the front, they're heated. You've got memory seats for the driver's seat. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 way electric seats. Okay. Immensely well spec'd, and I'll go through the spec in more detail when we get in the car. Okay. Now, condition of the car is excellent. It's a dark colour. We've got the sun out today, so it always shows imperfections, but it's in really good condition. But as I say, we'll have it valeted once again next week. I really do like that. Right, so let's work our way round to the front of the vehicle. Now, the Plus model cars have a radar, yeah? So you've got a filled out Mazda badge, so the radar actually lives in there. Sounds very fancy, doesn't it? Radar. Right, so in here you've got electric windows, mirrors, you've got auto folding mirrors, you've got lumbar support on the driver's seat. Now, remember I mentioned it had safety pack. So the safety pack on the older cars, these have a standard. Okay, then in addition, this car has a 360 camera as well as so you can change the views there. You've got lane departure warning, parking sensors, you can switch them off here. You can open up the boot there. You've got your fuel and your boot and your bonnet there. Oh, I'll put this seat all the way back. Almost fell down. Right, let me move this seat. So this was a car bought by new from Croydon, so it's a one owner vehicle. Let's have a look. Now, I printed off the digital service record. So Mazda employ a digital service record, which basically means you can see where the car's serviced, what it's had done, etc. And if you were to lose this bit of paper, you can print it out at any Mazda dealer. So there you go. So on the 27th of June 2019, 3 miles, the car had its PDI, pre-delivery inspection. Then it had its first service at 7,600 miles at Croydon Mazda, and then we got to know the gentleman in May last year, and we did a service at 10,838 miles. So it's due a service end of next month. Obviously, we'll do that. We'll do that in the next couple of days. So the car is still under is that right? Manufacturer's warranty? Yeah, still under manufacturer's warranty till the end of June. Okay, but this will have a year's Mazda ZZ Plus used car warranty, which is the follow-on from the manufacturer's warranty. That will be provided free of charge on this vehicle. But there is the option to extend the warranties for up to 3 years. So the first year's on us, and years 2 and 3 is optional. Right, so we've got 2 keys with the car. Okay, so to start the car, foot on the clutch. This lights up green just to let you know that the car recognises there's a key. You have to put your foot on the clutch, safety reasons. Car fires into life. Right, so there's the mileage there, 16,025 miles. All right. You notice there's a heads-up display there, okay, and that will display your speed. This will be a stationary speed limit. Now, this is a private road, I think, so no speed limit. Not that you could go very fast along here. So it'll come up. So it's a useful thing to have, and this does adjust. I'll show you how you adjust it in a minute. But it will also have warnings. For example, if you were to sort of not hold the steering wheel for a length of time, it will tell you to hold your steering wheel. It will tell you to take a break. Yes, it will actually monitor your facial expressions and tell you to take a break when it feels that you're tired, you're fatigued. And that really does work, and it's almost a bit spooky. So it's not spying on you, but it does read your facial expressions. Okay. Down here, you've got your climate controlled air conditioning, 3-stage heated seats, you've got a heated steering wheel. Okay. 6-speed gearbox and a real nice positive gear change, dead easy, a light clutch, absolutely lovely. 12-volt socket there, USBs in here as mentioned earlier, and you've got this multimedia commander here which will operate this. Now this is touchscreen only when the car is stationary, which kind of makes sense, but if you get used to using this here, you can operate and navigate this system at any speed. Not that I'm promoting that, of course, but it is a lot safer using this because you're not looking down and operating this, you're kind of looking ahead. But yeah, the less distractions, the better. Now, oh, excuse me, sorry about that. Applications, so you've got things like fuel economy monitor, vehicle status monitor, you know, if you need to service, etc. Don't panic, this car does have Apple Carplay and Android Auto. It's just when it's not plugged in through the USB, these are greyed out. So if you have an Apple or Android smartphone, you can then navigate the apps, your music, Sat Nav, WhatsApp, and bits and pieces. So very good indeed. And a lot of people I know like to use Google Maps, etc. But this car does have its own built-in Sat Nav, which is incredible. I've used it to drive to the Tatra Mountains, south of Warsaw, right down at the border, Poland, and it was absolutely fine. So let's go back to entertainment. We'll go to entertainment. Now you've got a DAB radio. For those of you who aren't familiar with DAB, you get a huge choice of channels. You get lots of sort of sister channels. So, for example, absolute 80s, absolute 90s. You'll get mellow magic as well as magic, and you get lots of things on here. Now, I think this is good. It's kind of future-proofing because I think some FM channels are being switched off and they're just going over to digital. All right. Communication, once the phone is paired up, you can access your call lists, your phone book, etc, etc. If you've got an Android phone, it will actually notify you and give you the option to read your text messages, which can be amusing, but the novelty does wear off after a while. Did so with my friends. Sat-nav system, absolutely excellent and user-friendly. Put your postcode in and off you go. You can also search by street name, town, etc, etc. Something that I find useful, I'm always looking for petrol stations because I'm often going and picking up cars from areas I don't know. Set the category, fuel station, it'll tell me which fuel stations are around, the direction and the distance. And there is the option to connect your car to the internet via a hotspot on your phone, and it'll also in some instances tell you fuel prices, which is quite useful at the moment because I see a lot of variation in fuel prices. Okay, so there's your nav. Now there's so many more features, but I'd literally be here all day, and I'm certain I'll put you to sleep by going through all the spec, but I'm just sort of gonna whisk through it. So heads-up display, remember I spoke about that earlier. You can adjust the height there, and then you can program that. You can memorize that to your seat setting. And your seat setting, you've got two settings. You can also program the keys. So if you were to use the key and the second driver, it would adjust to your seat settings and the heads-up display settings. Then you've got things like brightness control, etc, etc. This display you can turn off, and show the clock. You can do the contrast brightness, etc. Safety. So the car's got a distance recognition support. So you've got cruise control here, which is adaptive. It will track the car in front, and should that car start slowing down, it will then slow the car down. So it all works under that, which is much better suited for UK roads where, you know, it's a lot of sort of stop start and slowing down, so much more useful than the conventional cruise control. You've got smart city braking, so the car will apply its brakes should you get too close to the car object in front. It saved me at roundabouts. You know, when you're looking, when someone's coming around a roundabout, the car in front goes to move away, then it doesn't, boom, it'll put the brakes on. all great stuff. And if you get distracted under 20 miles an hour, for example, in traffic, and your car rolls and it gets too close to the car in front, it'll also apply the brakes. So really, really useful stuff, which has brought down insurance groupings, so it should reflect in your premium. And perhaps that's a bit of ammunition when you have your insurance renewal. Your blind spot monitoring, so in each wing mirror there and there, should somebody overtake you or undertake you, little lights will light up just to say someone's coming from the inside and the outside. Just take care. And if you were to reverse out of your driveway, for example, or a parking space, and someone's coming across you, both will light up and it will blink just to say be careful. Really, really useful in supermarket car parks. You've got a lane keep assist system so that you'll feel resistance in the steering wheel. Okay. I almost had an argument with someone the other day. They were saying that the car was pulling and there's something wrong with it, etc. No, it's meant to do that. You can turn it off, I think. In fact, let's have a look. I've never actually intervention. So you can, yeah, turn it off. But it will help keep you within your lane. Yeah. So if you're cruising down the motorway, for example, and your steering wheel sort of doing this, it will keep you in your lane. If you were to take your hands off the steering wheel, it will correct you twice, and then it will come up on the screen. Hold the steering wheel. So really, really clever stuff, and you can adjust all the sensitivity, etc. For when you do that. 1 second. Sorry. Sorry, sir, just advertising a car. All right. We use this business park just at the bottom of our dealership on Saturdays because it closes down. So I was just making it clear to the fellows we're right to pass. Okay, so lane keep assist, we've covered. Traffic sign recognition system, driver attention alert. Okay, all great stuff. And you've got a 360 degree monitor. So front camera, rear camera, side. In fact, I shall show you. Okay, so no excuse to get in those tight parking spaces. Okay, I myself, I'm happy with the beepers, but I suppose all these things can make for easy parking. All right, so I'm just trying to think what I've left out. Oh, these cars have a sunroof. You've got the blind as well, and it's a tilt and slide sunroof. Okay, so we mentioned warranty earlier. Okay, and we've got great finance facilities. PCP is a great product in my opinion. So please do inquire within. Just want to say, part exchange is extremely welcome, regardless of what you have. We often have, you often hear, websites, radio, adverts, put your reg number in, get a price in 10 seconds, etc, etc. Please do all that, because it's easy to do so, get an idea what your car's worth. But contact us. We will do you the best deal with a part exchange. We want your part exchange. We don't just, on our used car offering, we have non-franchise cars, as well as obviously the Mazda and Suzukis, which we specialise in. But please do, do let us know what you have in part exchange. We're very keen buyers. If there's any more specific photos or videos you would like me to send you, it's no bother at all. So I hope we've covered most things in these videos, but if there's anything or any information on the car you'd like to know, please just get in touch, and get in touch at any time of day. I know outside normal working hours is probably when people are looking at cars. So drop us a voicemail, drop us an email, and we will try to come back to you outside regular working hours. Okay. So I hope this video has been enjoyable and useful, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.